Did the microphone pick up the noise my stomach just made? I'm very hungry. I hope it didn't pick it up. This is the Unit 4 Lesson 3 retrieval. In our packet, it is on page 21. All right, first thing we have to do is perform the indicated operation on both sides of the given inequality and then decide if the new inequality you create is true or false. Okay, so this first one, 7 greater than -3, that starts out as true. Let's see what happens if we add 5 to both sides. So 7 plus 5 is 12. -3 plus 5 would be 2. Is 12 greater than 2? Yes. Okay, so that is true. Remember, the symbol is opening up towards the thing that is bigger. Okay, second one, multiply both sides by 2. Okay, -8 times 2 is -16. All right, 12 times 2 is 24. Is -16 less than 24? Yes, that is true. Okay, last one. Divide both sides by -2. Okay, 6 divided by -2 is -3. 10 divided by -2 is -5. Is -3 less than -5? Well, let's think about a number line. -5, -4, -3, -2, etc. I think -3 is bigger than -5. This is false. Okay, weird. Log that away. It'll come up in a future lesson. For now, let's move on to the next question. Identify the x-intercepts and the y-intercepts in the representation and write them as coordinate pairs. So just to recap real quick, an x-intercept is where a graph crosses the x-axis. So that would be where y is 0. So you have some number x, but the y value is 0. And a y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. So that would be 0 and then some y value. So let's actually do number 5 first. The x-intercept looks like it's right here, written as a point. That would be 2, 0. Remember, the x coordinate always goes first. And then the y-intercept looks like it's right here. That would be 0, -1. All right, so when you write an x and y-intercept, the x-intercept is always going to be something, 0, and the y-intercept is always going to be 0, something. So now if we go backwards to number 4, basically what we're looking for is zeros in the x and the y sides of the table. So I see a 0 here, and I see a 0 here. So if we think about where those are on the graph, -1, 0 would be here. Okay, the x value is -1. And the y value is 0. So that's our x-intercepts, -1, 0. And then this one, 0, -4, that would be like here. X is 0, y is -4. That's the y-intercept. So this line looks like it must be decreasing. Oh, that looked a little bit like a curve, but I think this one's probably a line. Okay, last thing we have to do is solve the equation and justify each step. So the first thing I want to do is get all the x's to one side of the equation. So I'm going to subtract x from both sides. I'm doing that so that these x's will disappear. So I get 2x over here. The 6 doesn't change. For the sake of space, I'm not going to justify the step, but what we did there was subtraction. Now I need to subtract 6 from each side because I need to get this 2x by itself. So if I subtract 6, I'm left with 2x on the left. On the right, 14 minus 6 is 8. And then the last thing I have to do to get the x by itself is divide by 2. Because the 2 divided by 2 turns into 1, it cancels out, and I get x equals 4. Cool.